Want to talk about why I almost quit YouTube? Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Spoonie Stitcher channel. I'm Shannon the Spoonie Stitcher. You're inside the Stitchery, and I'm so happy you're here today. So today is a more serious video. I know that there's lots of things that it's like, we just don't want to talk about that because that's not a positive thing. And of course I want to be a positive channel, but I also want to be real with you guys, and stuff happens. And honestly, maybe if I talk about it, it will encourage other people to talk about it. So we're gonna talk about hard stuff today. Get some tea, get a project. We're gonna be here a while. So as you might know, especially if you are a content creator, there has been some stuff happening in the crochet, knitting, weaving, fiber arts world, and it's not pleasant. It's not nice, and some of it's downright dangerous. And I won't get into it, but I will say, if that kind of particular thing finds me, big mistake. So I'm not somebody who just naturally gives up. I'm not that kind of person. I persevere. I try really hard. There's a lot of things that are just too hard, and yes, I will just stop when I know it's impossible. Especially if I'm listening to my body and it's like, no, that's so not happening. Then that's kind of different. But I'm not somebody who just naturally is like, no, I can't do this anymore. I give up. And the fact that there have been moments fairly recently that have made me want to do that kind of says volumes about things in the community. So if you're not a content creator, you may not be aware of some of the things that are happening, but one of the biggest things that's been happening, especially since the end of last year, one of my dear friends really got hammered with this: pattern theft. Somebody went into her Etsy shop, bought every pattern she had. She was so excited. She told me. She was like, somebody bought every single pattern. And I was like, that's awesome. She's like, I don't even care if they make them all. It was just so great that they bought them. Well, a couple days later, all of a sudden, her patterns were showing up on Etsy, not under her name. They bought them to turn around and make a profit. They stole from her. And people were buying them. And she reported it to Etsy, and Etsy did nothing. She turned it around. She did. She's strong. And she found new ways to get her patterns out there. She created new watermarks. She went all out. And the world didn't know some of the things that were going on personally, but I did, because we're friends. And it was at a really bad time for all of this to happen. As somebody who wants to get into designing, of course this is discouraging for me. But mostly I was upset for my friend. I was angry at the person who did this and at Etsy for doing nothing. Basically, you're protecting the thief. A couple other friends posted on their Instagrams that this is happening to them, and I hate that. I just hate that. Now, I know that Ravelry will post a lot of people's stuff without their permission. I know that it's free, and so it's from their websites and stuff, but the designers have no idea that their stuff is on Ravelry. That's not okay. They need to know that their stuff is there. I have a problem with both platforms. So when people tell me to sell on Ravelry or open an Etsy shop or something, I have real reservations about it because I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't know if I want to support these kind of platforms if they're going to do stuff like this and protect thieves. I'm not real fond of that. I don't have an Etsy shop. I don't sell on Ravelry. I don't have anything like that yet. But I'm not real excited to do that either because of this kind of stuff. I have seen a lot of people's patterns reposted on other accounts on Instagram, and they're free and everything, but they don't tag the designer. And they didn't tell the designer that they're doing this and stuff, even though it clearly says on their pattern and on mine, do not repost without permission. Yeah, we meant that. So that's discouraging. I don't like that people do that. I don't think that's right. I understand that that person put it out there for free, and so it's not really like they're stealing exactly, but they are kind of taking credit because they're not tagging the designer. They're not giving them credit. So yeah, I'm not a fan of that. That's not okay. I have had some of my subscribers come to me and say, this person stole your design, this person stole your design. And I did talk to the designers. And one of them in particular, we were like, no, we didn't copy each other's design. But we had a conversation. And it was like, I can see how it looks similar, but we've decided that if our subscribers come to each other, we're just going to be like, nope, we talked about it. We're good. It's not what you think. And yeah, so I mean, there were some instances where that happened. But there are some other instances that we need to talk about. So you all probably know about the lady on Pinterest, especially if you follow me on my Facebook group. The lady on Pinterest who keeps copying my tots and making them into her own and selling them on her shop. Yeah. We all know about her. I can't really stop her. She's just, anonymous and hides herself really well. I have no idea who she is. So, I can't really stop that lady. But, I'm glad that a lot of you have come to me and have been like, she's totally copying you. And it's like, well, at least you guys know. At least you know that she's doing that. And you know that they're mine. But, there's nothing I can do about that. They're free. I don't make any money off of them. It's frustrating. It does hurt. But at least she's not taking any income from me. So there's that. A lot of you have come to me with a couple designers that are friends of mine, and one that was like my mentor, and you said that they copied stuff. They didn't, and I set you guys straight. It's like, no, they got permission from me to do this, so it's okay. But it was so cute that you guys had my back. It was adorable. But no, they had my permission to do that. It's okay. And you guys know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's not that big a deal. We don't need to get into it. But for those of you who have come to me, now you know. It's okay. However, and this one is hard, someone I thought was one of my friends absolutely betrayed me, and they are 100% copying from me. That's where it gets painful. It's one thing to have your stuff stolen. It's another to have it stolen by somebody you thought was an ally. And it hurts a lot. No, I'm not going to tell you who they are. I'm not that person. We're not going to get into that. But I'm going to tell you right now. I'm a very guarded person. I don't trust a lot of people. You guys don't even know how old I am. Guess what? Neither do some of my friends. They know my birthday, which you guys don't know either. But they know my birthday, but not the year. I'm a very guarded person. I don't share a lot of things. I don't like it. I don't like being vulnerable. Not like that. I am vulnerable on here sometimes because it's like, no, somebody needs to hear this. Somebody somewhere needs to hear this, especially the Spoonie stuff. I knew that when I started my channel. I was like, I'm going to be vulnerable on here sometimes and it's going to sting, but somebody somewhere needs to hear it. And I do. I get lovely emails from people that are like, you get it. I saw your channel. You're just like me. Those are the kind of emails, by the way, I love to get. If I've helped you in any way, please tell me. I love knowing. I love knowing that I helped somebody because I started my channel because other people helped me. And I wanted to be that for somebody. So yeah. But the biggest thing is the betrayal. The betrayal is so painful. And that's so hard. I don't know where to go from there. So, here's my problem. They are a much bigger channel than I am. They make a lot more tutorials. They can. They are not sick. They can make a ton more tutorials than I can. A lot of people can start making their patterns. They do have an Etsy shop. They can start selling those patterns in there. They're mine. But there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. And yeah, it made me want to give up. It's like, well, if I can't trust them, what am I even doing here? They can make tutorials for you guys. They can teach you how to crochet. They've got more subscribers. You probably know who they are. I had a big, like, why am I here moment. What do I bring to the table that's unique enough to stay? It's a hard thing to think about. It is. Because I'm in a situation where YouTube is supposed to pay me, but there's a whole situation going on with that. But my affiliate ships, that's how I get paid. That's how I make income. Because I can't work a normal job. I physically cannot go into an office or work from home or do any of that kind of stuff because I have issues that affect my brain, my back, my stomach, my arms, my legs, my eyes. And this was my only option. Plus, it was also a creative outlet, which I needed. And I needed the community. I don't meet a lot of people. I barely leave my home. I like teaching. I do. I really like teaching you guys. But I just had this moment where it's like, why am I even here? There are bigger channels that could do this. There's other people who could teach you. There's people who have entire courses. They're much better teachers than I am. And there's other channels where you can learn about movies. There's other channels where you can learn about Broadway. Okay, the Broadway bears are kind of unique. Yeah. But they don't get that many views anyway. And so I did. I just had this whole moment of, do I even keep going? And it was a lot to think about. And then one night I was really sick. I mean, really, really sick. And I gotta tell you guys, there are pros and cons to this for some reason. I can be almost wanting to pass out and all of a sudden having a super creative idea. It's a running joke. My friends will even, like, I'll tell them that I feel terrible and they're like, oh, we're praying for you, but we can't wait to see what you come up with. It's true. I will feel absolutely miserable, but I'd be like, oh, wouldn't that be a great idea? Let's write that down. Oh, wait, hold on. I just need to write this word. Yep. remember, voice to text is a possibility. I just need to have my phone and just start talking. But I do. I always have a notebook by my bed. I have a notebook in my purse. I have a notebook basically in every room in the house because I will have ideas and we don't know where I will feel bad. So keep it close, right? But I drew something and I fell in love. And it was my little ice cream corgis. Remember those? I made a corgi video. If you haven't seen that, I'll link it down below. But yeah, my little corgis. So I tried to make a corgi pattern before. I'm still working on that one. I really want to get that one to work one day, but so far it's just not. And I did it in the first place because I wanted to honor my corgi. My lickety split. She passed away, by the way. Yeah. And I really wanted to do something with corgis. Corgis are my favorite ever. Probably because they remind me of foxes. I think we've come to that conclusion. But I had a corgi. I love corgis. I've been in love with corgis forever. Why am I not crocheting corgis? And it just kind of took off. So it started with the ice cream corgis. This is Peaches. And I created a corgi empire. We've got corgis based on Alice in Wonderland. We've got corgis that are about to be a gargoyle. We've got corgis that are based on fruit. We have corgis that are cakes. Birthday cakes, to be specific. I made corgis for my friend who's a nanny. I made them for her kids. And, yeah. It took off. Well, a lot of you really like these corgis. A lot of you really, really want me to release patterns. I fully intended on making a crochet along this summer where you guys bought a certain pack of yarn and then we make the little corgis. These are my babies. This collection is my favorite thing I have designed so far. My tots, I love, but these are my babies. I don't want anyone stealing these. I understand if there's something that looks similar, but I don't want anyone stealing these exact designs. These are my babies. I will get protective. I have high protective instincts. And these are like my children. I don't want these stolen. So, I talked with my friends, and I think I'm going to write a book. I think I'm going to make an ebook, keeps the cost down for you and me. And I think I'm going to make a corgi crochet book. They're very easy to make, by the way. Well, okay, the ears and the muzzle are a little tricky, but everything else is easy. I don't know where I will sell this book. I don't know if I'll do it through Amazon, through Etsy. I don't know. I don't know where I will sell it. I haven't decided that yet. We are miles away from any of that. But I think I want to. I am still in a very shaky state where I really want to do this, but I'm crazy nervous about even starting the process. And the idea of having them stolen would break my heart. So, what I want to know from you guys is, are these something you would buy a book that has these cute little guys in there? Would you want to make a bunch of corgis? Let me know. I need feedback. I don't want to go through this whole process and sell nothing. I don't have enough spoons for that. I cannot go through this whole thing and not even sell one book. So I really need feedback on this, guys. Please. So I think that's how I'm going to deal with it. They're just going to steal from me, and I'm just going to hope you guys find my channel instead. And that's just what we're going to do. and I don't really know what else to do other than that. But does it make me nervous about releasing any more patterns because they'll just take them? Yeah, it does. So I'm not going to have a lot of tutorials on here for a while. I do have a bunch of tutorials already on my channel. I have a beginner's playlist where you start at the very beginning. What do you absolutely need to get started? I've got a playlist all about that. I have Amigurumi for beginners. So if you've never made amigurumi in your life, start there. I've got a whole playlist for that. I've got very simple, easy, beginner-friendly patterns that are my tots. I've got other tutorials, how to make different things. I had an entire mini crochet along last year for Christmas gifts. So if you want to get started on Christmas, I know I should. So I've got lots of tutorials and stuff already on the channel, but I think that I'm gonna take a huge step back from tutorials and or patterns for a while. Maybe not for my Facebook group. I trust you guys. You're all pretty good, so they might get a pattern, so you might want to join the Facebook group if you want a free pattern. But I want to start memberships and all that kind of thing on here, but not till I'm more sure of what's actually going out, and not till I feel a little more protected and can protect some of my patterns, because yeah, I'm not happy about this. I'm not happy about this at all. It was one thing for perfect strangers to steal from me, but somebody I know? Okay, I have a question for you, content creators. Has anything been stolen from you? Have you had any of this kind of stuff happen to you? Let me know down below or send me an email or something. What do you do about it? So I know this was a much more serious video, but I do think this is stuff that people need to talk about, and I don't think staying quiet is the answer. So thank you so much for joining me today. Please join the Facebook group if you want to down below. Answer 2 questions, really, really easy, and agree to the rules, please. And then get all the fun extra content. Thank you so much for joining me today. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Yarn Zebra family. I would love to have you come back. I have some affiliates down below. If you want to check out any of those companies, please use my link. Even if you check them out, I get credit for even if you just take a look at their site. And if you make a purchase, please use my link. It helps the channel, which helps me, which helps you get more content. Thank you so much for being here today. Let me know if you want a corgi book. Yep. I made an entire line of fruit, by the way. And they turned out really cute. So also let me know if you guys want to see any of the other collections on here and see what possible books might be. Remember, life happens, yarn helps, and spoonies can stitch it up too.